Aquarius, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat. Make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Aquarius love reading. Today we are going to take a look at how your romantic person of interest really feels about you here in June 2024. I'm also going to take a look at what they're thinking about you and what their intentions are going to be toward you as we move through June 2024. But you know how people are, what they say they're going to do, what they actually follow through with are not always the same thing. So I'm also going to look at what their most likely actions are going to be toward you and your connection as we move through June 2024 and beyond. And then I'm going to finish the reading off by getting you some advice from the universe on how to best navigate the situation you're finding yourself in with them, what you should or shouldn't do, how you should kind of play this so things work out in the way that's best for you and your own greatest good. So let's get started. How is romantic person of interest for Aquarius really feeling about Aquarius here in June 2024, please? How do they really feel? What do we got hiding in here? Let's get one more. How do they really feel about Aquarius? Thank you. Okay, underlying this person's feelings for you, Aquarius, High Priestess. This is the intuition. This is the gut feelings, the signs, synchronicities, that internal knowing. In a love reading, this usually represents that your person is feeling the power of this connection. For them, the connection is deeper than just something physical. It's deeper than just something emotional. This is a very powerful connection. They're probably feeling guided or pulled toward you. They may not fully understand the depth of the connection and how powerful it is here. I think it might be messing with them how much they feel about it. I do have this 8 of Cups in the background. This is Pisces energy. This is emotionally detaching, sometimes physically detaching and walking away. The person in the card is walking away from 8 full cups of love. Sometimes they're doing that because they think there might be something better out there for them. If that's the case, this might be your intuition cluing you in that something's different about them and they're acting different because they've emotionally detached. It seems very far-fetched that someone would be feeling the pull of the connection and feeling guided toward you and for some reason go in the opposite direction unless they're feeling such a pull here that it starts to freak them out a little bit and maybe they try to detach and walk away for that reason. Either way, we got the Knight of Wands next, which is it's sometimes called the player of the tarot deck. It's a really wishy-washy, in and out, back and forth, can't really make up my mind kind of an energy. It can be the player, in other words, somebody who's running back and forth between two people and playing two different people. Sometimes this is just really fast forward movement towards something there's a lot of passion and desire for. Again, that doesn't really add up with what I'm seeing here. This is probably a case where they're detaching emotionally because they're being a player and you're intuitively picking up on that. That's what this is looking like. Yeah, it's really looking like that. Now I have the moon here. This is Pisces Major Arcana energy. This is fear, worry, and anxiety, usually from uncertainty. It's not always that. Sometimes if you think about like when the moon's out, it's dark outside. So sometimes this can represent an illusion, like where your eyes are playing tricks on you. Sometimes this can represent that there's information that hasn't been revealed yet. Something's hidden in the dark and you can't see it. Sometimes that's a secret being kept. Either one of these two cards can represent something like that, where there's information you don't have, something hasn't been revealed, there's a secret. I've got both of them right here surrounding this emotionally detaching, possibly physically walking away to go see if the grass is greener somewhere else, and then this player energy. This thing that happens when they go see if the grass is greener on the other side. They always find out what side of the fence you're talking about has nothing to do with how green the grass is. The grass is green where you water it, where you nurture it, where you pour something of yourself into it. So they always get there and find out it's not all it was cracked up to be. And a lot of times they try to come back, which would explain this player energy here. Not fully committed to what I said I wanted. I wanted to walk away, but then now I'm trying to come back. And there could be secrets being kept about that. There could be intuitive knowing on your end that something fishy is going on just because you can feel the difference in the way they're acting. I do have behind this secret being kept Ace of Pentacles. This is a physical, tangible opportunity presenting itself. It's something in the real world that you can touch, some physical opportunity. Not really liking how that feels. That's underlying how this person is feeling. What's actually in their feelings for you is the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Three of Cups. The Ace of Cups is a new beginning in love and emotions. This is usually a new beginning to a new connection here. Not really liking that. Every once in a while, this can represent trying to fill the cup back up between the two of us here. If things have gone bad and I've detached and walked away and been a player and kept some secrets, this could be me trying to come back and fill the cup back up with you. Don't really know that that's what this is, especially with what else I'm seeing. This Nine of Wands, a Sagittarius energy of being walled off and defensive about something. This is the Wounded Warrior, so it is a card of healing. He's been hurt, so he's built this wall around himself as a way to protect himself so he doesn't get hurt anymore. He's trying to heal. He's trying to move forward and take the next step in his journey, but he doesn't want to get hurt again or anymore or continue to get hurt. It's not really feeling like that's what it is. Sometimes this can just represent a wall coming up between the two of you, some barrier in the way. And if that's the case, the thing that's in the way is this new cup of love. And I'm really feeling that's what's going on, especially with all this intuition and hidden stuff going on around this detaching and this player type energy. I got the Three of Cups last here in their feelings toward you. This is Cancer energy. Sometimes this is being united or reunited and celebrating, like getting back together. Sometimes this represents a third-party love triangle because we do have 3 cups of love in the picture here. If you're in a relationship with this person and they bring a new cup in, start a new beginning somewhere else, that's how you get to the 3rd cup. And that very well could be the wall that is in the way between the two of you. Let's take a look at what they're thinking about you here. What's this person thinking about Aquarius in June 2024, please? On the bottom of the deck, underlying their thinking, 5 of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. 5s are conflict. So sometimes this is a conflict in communicating. Bitter words being spoken, words being used like weapons, a big fight, a big argument. Sometimes this is a betrayal. If we've got a new cup of love and a third person being involved with secrets being kept, I'm seeing betrayal in that. Sometimes this is just a person that has this winning at all costs mentality. Like, I'm going to get what I want. And if you happen to get hurt in the process of me getting what I want, well, too bad for you because I'm going to get what I want. It can be that kind of an energy. I think they did betray you, and it's possible that they're trying to come back, especially I got that 3 of Cups here. I got Temperance next, Sagittarius Major Arcana energy. This is patience. It's about blending 2 things together to make something new. Sometimes this is reconciliation energy because water represents love and emotions, and here the love has been separated into 2 different cups, and this angel is recombining it back together. So that can signify that your person is underlying their thinking is this betrayal and this idea of trying to blend it back together after that. This usually indicates that something is severely out of balance, and this is like that recalibration process where we're trying to even it back out and make it just right again. 2 of Swords is right behind that, Libra energy of a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet for some reason. The person's blindfolded, so sometimes that blindfold represents there's not enough information to decide yet, hence the decision not being made. Sometimes that blindfold represents someone has blinders on. In other words, there's something that I don't want to see. I don't want to look at that. I'm in denial about it, and being in denial about it is preventing a decision from being made. Sometimes this is a case if it's not their decision, it's your decision, and you haven't made it yet, and it's could be why there's this element of patience here and this idea of like wanting to refill the cup and get back together, but there's this barrier preventing that from happening. What's actually out here in their thinking is the Page of Swords, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Wands. Page of Swords. Pages are messengers. So this is news and messages and communications about anything, really. It's usually premature communication, immature communication, not fully thought out communication, probably not said quite correctly. It's also an energy of someone who's trying to learn something or trying to figure something out. I get this card a lot when there's some spying going on. They're snooping around, trying to figure you out, trying to figure out if we're able to blend this back together, trying to figure out what kind of a decision you're going to make. It's definitely them waiting on you to make a decision. I didn't go far enough. I have judgment next. Final decision being made. Passing a final verdict and judgment. It's either A, we're calling this dead and over with and there is no coming back from it, or B, this can be about resurrection. So in tarot, to me, there's 3 cards that mean reconciliation, getting back together. 3 of Cups, Temperance, and Judgment. And I've got all 3 of them already in this early stage here. So I have no doubt that they're trying to figure out how to get back together with you. Could be trying to figure out what the heck's going on with you and how can I get back together with you. Also in there thinking about you is the 9 of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. It's a single energy. This is a step back from the 10 of Pentacles where we've combined our lives together and we're building a life together. This is independent energy, physically single. I don't need you to physically or financially take care of me. I can do that. I got 2 9s right down the center of their energy. Some wall in the way that's keeping them single. The problem with this energy is a lot of times I don't get it when the person is actually single. I get this a lot when the person's not single, but they're presenting themselves in the physical world as if they are single, which would be like a not fully developed, immature kind of a thing to do, which is another thing that the page can represent, a not fully developed, not fully mature person. I do have 6 of Wands next, which is Leo energy. This is a card of recognition. So sometimes this is your person getting recognized for something, possibly for having a third party, possibly for betrayal, possibly for blending themselves together with someone that wasn't you, possibly for acting single when they weren't. Could be them getting recognized for that and thinking that you recognize them for it. Sometimes this is them recognizing something themselves, and what they recognize allows forward movement to happen. Hard to tell exactly what that means because I do have thinking and trying to figure something out in their thoughts and some recognition happening at the end of that thinking period here. So let's take a look at what their intentions are toward you here in June 2024. Look at this person's intentions toward Aquarius, please. An extra card. What do we got here? Underlying their intentions, 8 of Wands. More Sagittarius energy. This is very fast moving energy. It's the second fastest energy in tarot. The only thing faster than this is the Chariot. This can be rapid back and forth, passionate communications happening. This could be rapid forward movement or progress on something there's a lot of passion and desire for. Sometimes this is travel. Sometimes this is just so much happening all at one time. It would be like too much to process, too much to handle at once. And it can be like an overwhelming type of an energy. It's like external stuff coming at me all at once. Don't know that I'm liking how this feels. 6 of Pentacles right behind it. This is Taurus energy. It's supposed to be balance. It's supposed to be you scratch my back and I scratch your back. You take care of me, I take care of you. Like equal give and take, balancing the situation out, making sure it stays balanced. The other meaning to it is the merchant, your person giving to 2 people in the physical sense, and one of them is kind of behind their back. I felt that with the High Priestess and the moon surrounding that player energy. Eight of Cups again. This is Pisces energy of detaching, like emotionally, possibly physically walking away, going to see if the grass is greener on the other side. It doesn't make sense if why I'm trying to get back with you here, and now suddenly I've got all this overwhelming energy from probably another person coming in that's making me detach and walk away and be the player again. So something's fishy here. Something is fishy here. I don't know why that would be underlying their intentions, but it seems to be. And then what is actually out here in their intentions, we have death, the world, justice, and the King of Cups. Death is the Scorpio Major Arcana card. This is something dying. This is the ending of something dying so it can be reborn again a different way. This is an ending that usually has a very painful transition period or transformation period following the ending of something. I do have this new cup at the top of that column, and then an energy of figuring something out. This can sometimes be you snooped and found something out. You could have accidentally uncovered something and found it out. Someone else could have seen something going on like this and told you about it. Whatever it is, this signifies something got figured out, and that brought things to an end. So in their intentions, we're intending for something to be dead and over with and end. I've got the World next, which is the final card of the Major Arcana. This is the ending of one cycle and at the same time the beginning of the next cycle, where you start over at the beginning with the Fool on something brand new again. I've got this idea of a wall being in the way of filling the cup back up and getting reunited. There's some wall that's keeping physically single and ending a cycle here. This could be a case of where they got found out for what they did, and now they're recognizing that I just got to move forward and end this here. I have Justice next, which is the Libra Major Arcana card. It's the most powerful card of balance in the deck. It's about doing the right, fair, just thing. The sword that's here in the card is used to cut away something that's not in balance, so balance can be restored, and then the right, fair, just thing can happen. Like what's supposed to happen can happen. This card shows up for me when something unfair and unjust is going on, something unbalanced is going on, and this shows up as the need to correct that. If that's what's happening here, the ending here is not fair. This 3 Cups is not fair. And getting recognized for that is probably what is putting this at the spot where this is unfair and it needs corrected. But the final card in their intentions is the King of Cups. This is either Scorpio or Pisces energy. It's a decision maker, and it's someone who is in touch with their emotions, in touch with their intuition when they decide things. It also represents that this person probably has a lot of love and emotions for you, even though they don't express it. This is someone who doesn't wear their heart on their sleeve. They don't publicly broadcast how they feel about something, whether that's good or bad. This could be a person who loves you and you don't know it because they don't tell you. This could be a person who's going through emotional turmoil because they got found out for what they did, and it's bringing everything between the two of you to an end, and they know they did something wrong, and this could be them going through emotional turmoil about that, or even something else because there's so much happening all at once with this other person, and now they're detaching and walking away and being a player. And again, I've got the Moon and the High Priestess right behind that, the intuition telling on them. They're trying to keep something secret here, trying to keep their emotions secret. 7 of Swords, Aquarius energy. This is lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind your back, trying to get away with something. And then the Hermit, which would be like communication stopping. This is withdrawal, isolation. I usually get this when communication stops, and if it's not stopped, it's way different than it was. I get this a lot when they ghost you, or when all of this bad stuff happens and they did something that was unfair and unjust, and they're not really talking, and you don't get any answers, you don't get any closure here. I don't like how that feels. Like, that's their intentions, but that's a weird set of intentions. Like, I'm intending for it to be dead. I'm intending for this to end and something new to start, even though I know it's wrong, and even though I have feelings for you, I'm not expressing any of it. Or at least I don't intend to. Let's take a look at what they're actually most likely to do as we move through the rest of June 2024 and into the future. Tell me about what this person's most likely actions are going to be toward Aquarius and this connection as we move through June 2024. Very, very weird energy here. Bottom of the deck, underlying their most likely actions, Knight of Swords. This is the fastest moving knight in the deck. So I've seen the Knight of Wands, the second fastest knight. I've seen the Eight of Wands, which is faster than the Knight of Wands and this Knight of Swords. Now I've got the third fastest energy here. So I've got a lot of speed happening, a lot of something happening probably all at once very abruptly. This is a person who rushes forward and takes this rapid, decisive action on something that they probably didn't think about beforehand. This is like, I'm not thinking about it first. I'm not thinking about it while I'm doing it. I'm just doing it, and I don't bother to think about it until after it's already done, after it's already too late. This is very spur of the moment, spontaneous, impulsive kind of an energy. Like, not well thought out, flying by the seat of their pants kind of a thing. Sometimes this gets referred to as the narcissist. I don't really like saying that because I don't have really anything out here that says that's what's going on, but I'm throwing that out there in case it means anything to you. Got the Emperor right behind that. So like underlying what they're most likely to do is be spontaneous, impulsive, and not think shit through first, and still try to maintain this element of control. This is the Aries Major Arcana card. It's taking control, taking charge of a situation, making the rules, setting the boundaries, calling all the shots here. Five of Swords right behind that. This is, again, conflict. This is fighting about control, winning at all costs. I got to get what I want no matter what. Betrayal. Like, if this is what they're most likely to do, I don't like how their energy is. Yeah, Page of Cups. This, news messages communicating about love and emotion. So yeah, it could be lovey-dovey messages, could be flirtatious behavior. Could be an apology coming in, but if it's an apology, it's not really one that they mean. It's more one to like try to ensure that I maintain control and I get what I want. It's also, like I said, an emotionally not fully developed, emotionally immature kind of a person here. When I look at what's they're most likely to do that actually came out here, I got King of Pentacles, King of Wands, Four of Cups, Ten of Cups. King of Pentacles. This is either Virgo or Taurus energy. A lot of times this will be husband energy, or if not husband, this would be like the person that's like building their life around you, or you're trying to build your life around them. Usually very abundant and prosperous kind of an energy. But then it's connected to death here, which is like I got a new cup, and someone figured me out, and that's killed this idea of being husband, or killed this idea of being the person that's building their life with you. And I think that's what's happened. I got two different versions of them showing up right here. I've actually got three different kings out here in their energy. The one they're missing is the King of Swords, which is the one that's very logical and rational and reasonable and fair and makes decisions based on like truth and facts and logic. He doesn't fly by the seat of his pants like this Knight of Swords that's still here on the bottom of the deck. The King of Swords has thought it all through, and he has a plan, probably a backup plan. And that's not where this person is. They're in this King of Wands energy, which is either Leo or Sagittarius energy. It's bold, passionate, fiery, determined. I know exactly what I want. I'm going to go get what I want. I'm not letting anything stop me. I'm not taking no for an answer. This is, I'm going to find a way to get what I want, or I'm going to make a way to get what I want, which goes really well with this Emperor Five of Swords stuff that I'm seeing here in the bottom. Winning at all costs. This is also the pinnacle of the wand suit, and the wand is the phallic symbol of the deck. It's the male you-know-what, and using it to do you-know-what, and sexual energy. So this is the pinnacle of that suit. So it's not just a driven, motivated, determined, ambitious person. It's somebody who's also driven and motivated based on the wand and desire and passion and that kind of stuff. That is tied to the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. Them probably acting single when they weren't single, and that's the barrier that's in the way. Four of Cups is next. This is Cancer energy of not being fully emotionally happy and content with what's right here in front of them. So much so that they're daydreaming about this other cup, this other thing that they believe is going to bring them their happiness, and they don't quite have that yet. That other cup is the very first card that's out here in their feelings, this new beginning in love and emotions. It's tied to the King of Wands, that driven, passionate, desire-driven person. It's tied to justice, the unfair, unjust thing. It's tied to the Three of Cups at the very top of this column, and them getting recognized for Three Cups, them getting recognized for doing unfair stuff. I saw earlier with the High Priestess and the Moon and that Eight of Cups, like emotionally detaching, not being fully happy, being distracted by and thinking about this other cup. I feel like you probably picked up on some stuff intuitively before you had any facts, and this is either you accidentally uncovering the facts or snooping around until you found them, or someone telling you about it. Hell, what I'm doing right now qualifies as this Page of Swords here, because I'm snooping around. Final card in their most likely actions is the Ten of Cups, Pisces energy. This is that happily ever after that we all want, that happy fairy tale romance that we all want, true love where it's reciprocated and you're pouring yourself into them and they're pouring themselves into you, and we're both together and fully happy and fully in love. This card gets more people in trouble than any card in the tarot deck because we all want this so badly, and it's that happy fairy tale component of that, and we all want it so badly that we'll delude ourselves, we'll sweep stuff under the rug, we'll ignore red flags, because if any of that crap is true, then this can't be true, and I want this to be true. So a lot of times this either represents the actual real true love thing, or it represents that's what I want this to be, and I'm deluding myself into thinking that's what it is and trying to believe that's what it is, even though it's not that. Whoever this person is thinking about here, whoever this new cup is, it's almost like they're trying to jump straight from, it's like this first row has got the Three Cups that they're sitting in front of and not happy with, and it's got the Ace of Cups, this new cup that's coming in. It's all right here in their feelings, and it's almost like they're trying to jump straight from this one cup straight into the 10 cups, or straight from the 4 cups into the 10 cups, and that's not how it works. You start at the 9 and then you get to the 10 from there, and they're 9 cups is nowhere present. They're not emotionally whole. They're still showing up as Page of Cups in the underlying energy. They're driven by their wand. It looks like somebody who either isn't happy with what they have, or maybe is never happy with what they have, and there's always something else that they want. And somehow they've got themselves thinking that they're going straight to the 10 of Cups with somebody that does not appear to be you. But it can't work that way. It's like, just like if you jump off of a building, you don't float up into the sky. You've come crashing down to the earth. It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't matter how bad you want to float. You're not going to float. Gravity's real. It doesn't matter if you believe in it or not. It's still real. And they're not going to get from the 4 cups straight to the 10. Doesn't matter how much they want to believe that. It's not how it works. That's your person's energy. I'm going to get you some advice from the universe on how to navigate the situation you're finding yourself in with them here as we move through June 2024 and beyond. Like what you should do, what you shouldn't do, how you should play this so it works out in the way that's best for you and your own greatest good. So what is the advice for Aquarius on how to navigate this situation, please? Let's get 3 more and navigate this. I don't read reversals, but those first 2 came out upside down. Normally, if I'm not supposed to turn them right side up, it feels like touching my tongue to a 9-volt battery when I turn them right side up. And that didn't happen, so I'm leaving them right side up. Okay, yeah, this makes good sense to me. Underlying your advice, Aquarius. Strength. This is the Leo Major Arcana card. This has got two different meanings. First, it could mean that this person has put you in a very difficult situation, that you've had to tap into your internal strength to even make it through it. You have the strength, you've just probably been forced to dig down deep inside yourself and find it and tap into it and put it to use, just because it's been hard. The other meaning to this is it can represent trying to tame that beast inside yourself, like trying to rein a piece of yourself in and hold yourself back so you don't rush off and do something too hasty and make some kind of a mistake that you regret later. I think it's a difficult thing that you're going through, because I got the Seven of Pentacles next. It's a period of time. So it's either a period of time where you're pausing to reflect and take stock of this connection with them, take stock of this whole situation, and you're trying to decide, is this ever going to turn into the 10 of Pentacles I want? We got the 9 Pentacles here, but is this ever going to turn into us combining our lives together and like legitimately building a life together? Is this worth continuing to invest in? Or should I cut my losses and move on because it's never going to pan out? So it can be that period of time where you're thinking about that and contemplating that, and that's probably very difficult for you. It can sometimes represent a period of time where the seeds have already been planted on something, and I'm just waiting on it to pan out. Like I'm waiting and waiting and waiting for this thing to fully develop and turn into what I want, and it's possibly a struggle because of that even. It could be either of those things. It could be both at the same time. I do have Judgment right under that. Final verdict and decision here. This is either a decision to call it dead and over with and there's no coming back, or this is the decision to resurrect it. But either way, you've got to make a decision here. This idea of waiting and waiting and waiting to see, is it going to turn into what I want or not? That's like sitting in this cauldron and burning. It's like you're being consumed by that. And you could release yourself if you want to. Yeah, this is the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. The question is it going to be the ending of this cycle of waiting and then starting over again, where now we're repeating the same thing again, and now I'm still waiting to see if this is going to pan out? Like, this could be you holding yourself back from doing that and trying to make a decision and struggling with it. Or is this going to be the ending of this cycle because you pass a final judgment against them and call this dead and over with, and then you'll get to start back over on something new? That's what's underlying your advice. When I look at what actually came out for you, I get the 5 of Wands, the 7 of Swords, the 2 of Wands, Temperance, and come here, and the 2 of Swords. I got 2 2s out here. 2s are decisions and choices. I've got the final decision being made here. This 5 of Wands is Leo energy. Again, 5s are conflict. Wands are about desires. So this is a conflict in your desires. In other words, a piece of you probably wants to fix this and get back with them. And another piece of you is probably like, hell no, I'm calling this dead and over. You don't treat me that way. That would be the internal conflict you're feeling, where you're playing tug of war inside yourself in terms of what you want. This is a unique deck here, and like normally in the 5 of Wands, it's 5 dudes beating the snot out of each other with some wands here. And in this deck, there's one guy over here who's not blindfolded like these 4 are. He's not swinging the sticks like they are. He's using the stick to hold himself up, and he's clearly seeing them, and he's laughing at those other pieces of himself. There's one piece of you that clearly sees what's going on, and the rest of you is like about to cause a mess. There's a big beehive above them. So this internal conflict isn't helpful for you. And there's at least one piece of you that sees how silly of a thing this is to do. Next, I have the 7 of Swords, which is lying, cheating, stealing, deception, sneaking around behind your back, trying to get away with something that they shouldn't be trying to get away with. There's a piece of you that still wants them back, probably more than one piece of you that still wants them back. But then there's this smart piece of you that sees this kind of behavior. And not a good look here. for them. Two of Wands is the central card in your advice. This is that decision point for you about what is it you want your life to be like? What do you want your world to look like? And which of these two paths is going to get you to the thing that you want? And which path do you have to leave behind? This is legitimately, I need to pick which direction I'm going, because you can't turn left and right at the same time. You got to pick a path. And I see a lot of people, especially when they're in this internal conflicted state here, is they'll choose to go this direction, and then they'll second guess themselves, and they'll jump over to the other path, and then they'll second guess themselves, and they'll jump to the other path, and they spend all their time bebopping back and forth, and they never move forward because of it. They end up just staying stuck in that kind of an energy where, like, I'm just still waiting on the thing to pan out. I'm waiting on them to act right. I'm waiting on them to not do the dumb stuff that they're doing, and like staying stuck in that energy when you could end it and start something new that's probably going to be more likely to get you the thing that you want. Yeah, there's this magician behind it, the master manifester. You don't get to the manifesting energy until you're going after the thing that you want. And in order to do that, you got to pick the path about what do you actually want. And it looks like that requires you to make a hard decision. Next in your advice is Temperance. This is the Sagittarius major arcana card. It's patience, but it's about taking something that's dramatically out of balance and trying to like rectify that. It's trying to like recalibrate something, like make some adjustments to it and bring it back into balance. That's going to require you to choose that that's what you want to do. This would be like choosing to rebalance yourself instead of being in this internally conflicted state because of the sneaky, deceptive crap that they did. It's almost like you got to choose. Are they more important, or are you more important? Do you love them more than you love yourself or not? That's your choice to make here. The final card for you is the Two of Swords. This is Libra energy. Again, it's a two. It's a decision. This is a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. Normally, in a standard tarot deck, this lady has a blindfold on, and she can't decide because there's not enough information to decide. There's something she can't see yet, or there's something she doesn't want to see. The blindfold can be blinders that she's in denial about something. In this deck, she's not blindfolded. She can clearly see what's going on. That's the piece of you that knows what's going on. We saw the High Priestess a couple of times. That's your knowing. Like, she's making her decision with all the information. She clearly sees what's going on, and she's deciding here. So this is no longer indecision. This is you making the decision. Now, if you still have questions about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Aquarius love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.